Welcome everybody, this is it, the grand finale of the World Championship 2019. It is the ace game between two huge heavyweights in the Company Heroes 2 community. I can hear everyone shouting at their screens at home. Give it up for your player on the north side of Faymanville Approach. As the Soviets, it is Luvnest.
And from the south side, he's battling hard for you once more in this, the fifth and final, definitely final game of this prestigious tournament. It is Noggano playing as the OKW. I am Matt, I go by the name Ace, E-C-O-H. And this is my good comrade.
That's right, your good comrade is Stormless. And we're going to be your casters for today, bringing you all the ace game action. This series has just been a dream. The third place playoffs were phenomenal. This series has been phenomenal. To find it in a game 5, these two players have been going at each other for hours at this point, and we've been alongside them every step of the way. It has been grueling. Both of these players got to be running on high octane fuel right now. Of course, that means the adrenaline coursing through their veins.
All the fumes from it, because they've probably gone through their reserves of fuel. I completely agree. This is peaked for perfection. In fact, we're probably step off the hype a little bit and let's just take it down just a little bit and just take into account the small details of this battle, because we are going to build into a crescendo for you throughout this cast, and we may have to reserve some of our reserves for that. Kubelwagen from Noggano taking it north, crushing the walls, looking to try and take the guts off. Sees that the conscripts are out of their pen and goes on sheepdog duty. Here, come on. There we go, there we go. Beautiful stuff.
The whole intention here just to move the models around whilst the Stern Pioneers come in and do some damage. Noggano's captured a lot of the map and is now going to keep Luvnest just outside of his base. Worth noting, both players launched in with commander picks for the ace game. Noggano, of course, with the grand offensive doctrine, late game Tiger Tank, and Luvnest with guard motor coordination tactics.
Oh, GMCT.
Great matchup.
It's a great matchup. It's two great commanders. That means both players they've played some very divergent and emergent strategies in the last two games, and now they go back to basics with the meta commanders.
Important to note, game 1 on Longraskaya, the exact same matchup was played and Luvnest was the victor. So Luvnest might be feeling a little bit confident about the faction choices, about the commander choices, and what he's able to do with Soviets against Noggano's OKW.
Noggano hailing from Russia, the northern reaches Archangel to be precise. It's 1 AM in the morning and he stands on the cusp of winning $10,000 US. It's a lot of money, it's a lot of prestige and glory to bring back to Russia. Luvnest, of course, his family watch from their bedrooms, from their living room as Luvnest plays from his bedroom rather. And they are willing their son Stefan on to another world championship. And they have a lot of pride in the family because he is a warrior, and this, it may seem to us just to be a silly World War II strategy game played on your PC, but to these guys it's everything right now.
Yeah, it's nothing to scoff at, actually. This prize money, I think it's produced some of the best Company Heroes 2 tournament play that we have seen in a while, and this tournament, this scene even, just getting completely lifted by input from Relic, from Sega, from the community creators, map makers. Everything's been tightened up. The maps have been tightened up. The faction's been tightened up. And it just leads to this. It leads to this moment where two of the game's best known, best loved players fight it out for that top and biggest accolade available.
Kubelwagen again, threatening the combat engineers, more so the Stern Pioneers coming into view, giving issues. Second combat engineer laying a mine. You'll see a lot of them this game from Luvnest. Last little bit of peripheral detail to bring you into this game. 3,000 viewers are watching this live, 10,000 on the Steam page. People have assembled in their houses. We've got rented houses in Germany. 7 friends are watching in a party. This is a big moment. SWS trip comes on, probably going to become mechanized now.
Probably. And, we haven't seen Noggano not play mechanized at all, so likely to be that choice. Now, Noggano did spot mines laid up here earlier. At least we'll assume that he did, but nevertheless they were scouted. A lot going on. Players have to be really, really aware when the mine detected alert comes up, they do know where that mine is. We still have one around here on the retreat. So when these Panzer Fusiliers hit that button, could be problems.
Look at the mini-maps. The swathe of red on the map is being perforated by blue dots right now because Luvnest is all over the place. He's in the centre, he's in the north, he's capping the fuel. There's an engagement in the southwest also. It's all happening. Luvnest is all over the place. He's attacking Noggano from multiple fronts.
It's hectic. We see this in the last few games. Noggano really focusing the VP drain at the start of the game. He's gone straight for that here. Remember, there's the mine on the retreat path of the Panzer Fusiliers, so don't want to lose too many models. There's the mine. Could we see our first squad wipe straight away?
Oh, we could do. Combat engineers don't have the best accuracy, but they make up for it in this grand final occasion. They get the kill shot.
That is a big early game wipe in the Panzer Fusiliers as well. 270 manpower wiped immediately. The flamethrowers on the engineers here mean the Volksgrenadiers cannot take cover inside the house. It also drops 2 models. What? Another problem with the retreating Volksgrenadiers. It's huge. All of these losses in the early game.
Combat engineers putting the combat in their name there. Doing a great job. Here come the Volksgrenadiers. There is a Maxim in perfect position, though, to protect the cutoff. And a mine also. Luvnest is on form. Adrenaline pumping. He wants this. He wants it badly.
He may be on form, but he certainly doesn't have map control at the moment. Let's not neglect the resources that Noggano has built up in the period that he has had map control. It's going to allow him to get straight into the mechanized regiment. Guards have just come on the field for guard mortar from Luvnest, but I think we're going to see something explosive from Noggano very soon.
DP light machine guns teching for the guards. Indeed, it's a cracking build from Luvnest. He's got a little bit of everything in the early game. Maxim, the infantry capping, and of course these killer combat engineers with their flamethrower. Stern Pioneers don't want none of that. Back away as one of their Soldaten die. We've got new Panzer Fusiliers come onto the field, and they're currently capping the standard territory. But just there, what's Noggano doing? Is he fatigued? Is his endurance catching up with him? Or lack thereof?
Quite a late retreat, actually. Perhaps, as you say, signs of slowing down. Kubel still managing to be really proactive on the field, doing a lot of capping, harassing of these units. Panzer Fusiliers too occupied to take the conscripts off of the fuel. There are engagements going on everywhere on the map. Luvnest managed to get control of the VPs after losing 100 in the first 10 minutes.
We're not going to see an incredible tactical display of players at their utmost capabilities right now. We're going to see 2 tired war dogs slugging at one another, and we're going to see who has the best of themselves left. Luvnest so far seems to have a little bit more left in the tank. Noggano's made a few mistakes that have been well spotted, so let's see if he's going to rectify that and stabilise.
This is beautiful from Luvnest, straight down to the strategic point outside of Noggano's base. It cuts off the fuel and the munitions on the left-hand side, and you see Luvnest just busy with the engineers, planting these tripwire flares. Really cheap, going to pick up a few models, and then doubles it down with a Maxim in the house.
Yeah, not bad. Maxim's been all over the place right now. Luvnest's MG positioning has always been fantastic. Stern Pioneers going sweeping as the Lux enters the battlefield. Elsewhere in the south, we've got the Volksgrenadiers STGs popping in the midst of combat. They're pushing themselves forward and they're keeping the fuel in German hands. In the OKW in this case, of course. Rare position where a German player is playing as the Russians from World War II and vice versa.
Kubel needs to be really careful. The
it needs to be careful because it's no more guards there. Taking the words right out of Dan's mouth with a PTRS rifle.
This is so good. The tripwire flares going off, just removing models from the OKW Volksgrenadiers as they move up. It's precision execution from Luvnest, and he is just leading Noggano into trap after trap.
The Panzer II with its side profile on, causing some broadside damage to the conscripts. KD-wise, Luvnest is ahead as Soviets with conscripts. That is huge. It's catching up. It's catching up. Elsewhere in the centre, combat engineers keeping position. They try and take cut off. Maxim has been found out, however. Guards stabilise the position.
Safely, of course. T70 just coming in from the north. That was the build from Luvnest out of Tier 3. Not going to chase. Luvnest, I think, doesn't want to take any chances in this game. Flamethrowers on the engineers.
Gaining veterancy too in rapid time there. Oh, double flame crit on retreat.
Luke's needs to be really careful here.
Tell you what,
stopping that T70 coming in.
Oh, it's coming in.
It's going to go
fast. No, the Panzerfaust was threatening. The pocket rocket was coming out. Cut off taken. G43 sounding much like a sniper rifle, punishing one of those conscript squad members. Oh, T70 over the wall there, causing damage. Well, then hitting the wall just to completely put an exclamation point on my marker.
Great accuracy against that one brick.
Loves it.
Now, this is a bad mine planting there from Luvnest. Easily going to be seen planting that one. I think it doesn't cancel it in time.
Well, I think you and Ed mentioned it in the third place playoff earlier. Mines planted still count even if they're seen, because it means the Stern Pioneers have more work to do. And if you're constantly pushing them around the field with their many duties, it's a good overtasking.
That's very true. Keep the Stern Pioneers active as possible.
Fusiliers push in behind the sandbags there because Luvnest has had a good spate of map advantage. As to the Guards with their deep light machine guns. T70 with a nice shot from the western side there, forcing away one of those CoH2 Grenadier squads. Stern Pioneers also forced away. Luvnest continuing this positive KD.
What's really great is even the work he's getting done with the engineers, just sitting in the cover spot outside of the VP, burning the Panzer Fusiliers in their green cover position. Luvnest wants to work the VPs in this game. He's only 25 down against Noggano, and is going to go for that triple cap.
People asking about Noggano and the 1 AM stuff. He is definitely a night owl, having requested late time slots in this tournament so far, saying he prefers to play late on. So that's the truth of that behind that particular rumour. CoH2 Grenadiers coming to view against conscripts here.
Seen Tier 4 come up in the base. Oh, Luvnest.
What a rush and a push that is. That's so many standard territory points captured. Fuel dominated as well in the last couple of minutes. A Tier 4 rush from the German.
The Puma for Noggano. And this is one of the things with the ground offensive doctrine. It's kind of known what the build order is here. There's been no deviation from Noggano anytime he's played this. Luvnest is going to know what to expect, and he's had a really good midsection of this game so far. Got a lot of resources to sit on. It's likely he's going to have a pretty decent counter with a T-34-85 out in the next 4 to 5 minutes.
Oh, tripwire flare in the east there, killing one of those CoH2 Grenadiers. Maxim wheeling around with a lingering feeling of devastation coming.
Mine.
There you go. I mean, so many things to think of for Noggano right now. Do you remember at the start of this game, start of the series rather, when we were commenting, Noggano's really fresh now. He's sweeping the mine that he saw earlier. Well, we're not seeing that now because he's no longer that fresh soldier he once was. He's now a grizzled veteran of the series.
Both the Lukes and the Puma snared here, giving the T-70 a bit of time to pick off some of the infantry squads. Volks Grenadiers don't want to get too close to the engineers. Flame bursts have been lethal in the game so far.
They really have. There we go, going back to base in the loving arms of the Stern Pioneers. Where are they? They're dead! Stern Pioneers die! Noggano sees the writing on the wall and he's had enough! He throws in the towel! He couldn't handle Luvnest, and Luvnest is your world champion!
Wow, that's incredible. GG.
Angriffstruppe ist unterwegs. Ziel erkannt. Abbruchzone markiert.
Luvnest does it again. World champion twice in 3 years. This time it's official. $10,000. That's big.
Yep, he's going to be a very happy man right now. He's got the title, he's got the money. He really put himself into that series. It hasn't been easy. Noggano did not make that easy for him at all, but Luvnest just showing class, restraint, good build orders, good strategy, good micro. Just he
came out in that final bell. He came out like an animal in Game 5. Noggano was showing war weariness, and rightly so. Luvnest showed, like, I'm not letting GCS2 happen to me ever again. When Talisman took him to that third and final series of that excruciating experience last year, he must have thought to himself, that's not happening again. I'm going to finish this thing off.
Yeah, absolutely. But let's not put Noggano out of this. Noggano's played out of his skin today, giving us some of the best finals games that we've had the pleasure of casting for the better part of a year. That is really, really great series, both the third place playoffs today and the finals. But you can't fault the guy. It's not that he went wrong. It just, it catches up with you at some point. Luvnest just being the better of two amazing players.
Fear the Bearded with a great shout in chat there, saying it's a no-mass moment. That's a famous saying for when a fighter knows he's hit his limit and his foe's going to do some serious damage. And that's what we were seeing here. Luvnest was absolutely on fire, and Noggano had given it his all in that series. That was not an early GG. The Stern Pioneer died. He had 2 vehicles that were on fire. And he thought, oh crap, I don't quite have what I need to beat Luvnest right now. I'm going to have to throw in the towel and give it to him. And it's more a sign of respect, quite frankly. And I would not be surprised if he was GG well played, because Luvnest certainly deserves the title. But as you say, well played to Noggano also.
Yeah, it's been a brilliant tournament so far. Huge congratulations to Luvnest. Big congratulations to Noggano. Second place is also just incredible. He's well deserved that title. It's the finals that we were looking for years after Noggano just hasn't been able to make some of the live events. And he's just shown himself.
I like the fact that it's vindication of the Community World Championships we've had in the past 2 years, because Luvnest has been like the cheerleader kind of champion, the golden child, and Noggano never could make it. So it's cool that we finally got to see that confrontation, and Noggano was every bit as special as we thought he would be. He was an absolute juggernaut, and it took Luvnest being absolutely on form to finish him, and indeed he did.
Yeah, it really begs the question though. There's going to be plenty more tournaments. Who is out there that is going to be able to deal with Luvnest? Luvnest is kind of the epiphany of the top CoH2 player. He plays everything textbook. It's beautiful to watch. There isn't really anyone that's bested him in terms of his comeback ability, in terms of his strategy. He can build new strategies to counter pretty much everything.
One man? Talisman. I have a theory that Talisman wished he'd put the same preparation as he did into GCS2 had he seen the prize pool in advance. For GCS2 there was slightly more warning, because obviously we did a website, didn't we? That's a bit like a Kickstarter, so you could see the huge prize pool. I reckon Talisman would have put that kind of Overwatch esports kind of style amount of 9 months of preparation last year he put into that World Championship style event. This year, Luvnest was able to dust himself off and prepare properly. He did homework on every opponent he had. Even Aimstrong, who people would see as somebody that's slightly from the old school, maybe not exactly like top 5 seeds kind of player, Luvnest treated him like an absolute prospect, and he watched every single game he could find on him. So that was the hunger and desire he showed this year, and it shows. Same as Talisman last year with 9 months of preparation. So we have a true competitive scene worth watching, worth following, worth putting a lot of your time in. And from me, I just want to see a lot more enjoyment of this scene. So you can spread the word and invite your friends. Just you naturally will anyway. I don't even have to say that. It's just gonna. It is happening.
It is, yeah. Massive shout out, of course, to the viewers who have joined us today. Everybody on Twitch, Steam, Facebook, Periscope, YouTube, you name it. Everyone has been here. We've had huge viewer counts to watch this event. We hope that you've enjoyed it. It's been a pleasure for us to cast for you guys, and we really appreciate your support. So do Relic and Sega. Please do give them your support. If you sign up to Relic's newsletter when you have the game, then you will also get some free DLC for doing that. To say thank you for your support as well.
Les, thanks to everybody that made the tournament happen as well. Some fantastic referees, CoH2, Stern Panther, Ishtari, Ibkai Dargo, Fahu, all those guys really helped. All the players that make it happen as well for reading the rules, playing in the games, etc. All the fantastic fans, a great community manager in Andy with great backing from his bosses. We don't know who they are, probably like the dark superiors I will never meet or whatever.
The mysterious lords.
The mysterious overlords. And indeed, speaking of which, Sega for putting a lot of money in. Of course, we know it's all about marketing and creating revenue based on our fantastic game series, but we as community people, we appreciate the fact that you're doing that because we know that the product in this case is absolutely fantastic and it's worth investing in, and just everything that makes it happen.
Don't forget the two brothers that also helped to make this happen, Ed and George.
Yes,
from 80 Hertz Studios, giving us a great place to cast, great quality to cast, making it really easy for us. Ed's done a really good job.
Fantastic,
casting.
isn't it?
Yeah, he's just stepped into this environment, which is just it's hard to do.
He's like, he does not stop. He's very, very good at casting because he's great at talking.
Yes, yeah, I think
so it's natural to him.
Put a mic in front of that fella.
he's probably casting right now. He'll probably continue. And I think we're drawing towards signing off. We will organise an interview with Luvnest. Obviously, he isn't here right now. We've got all this. We're hooked into a mixing desk, so we can't exactly just ring him, unfortunately. But we would do otherwise. But I've been Matt. My YouTube channel is youtube.com/AECOH. I only mention it. I don't care about revenue. I do this for fun and for the love of the game, because a lot of these games will found its way to that. You also got Stormless here. You should search for him. I know he probably didn't want to shill for himself, so
no,
I'll do a little
I
bit
can.
for him.
Yeah, twitch.tv/Stormless. Chuck me a follow. Come and check out the stream sometime. We're doing a lot of casting, a lot more events going on the channel. So
King of the Hill probably as well to come next year, I would imagine. Nothing announced yet. Probably just NDA'd the hell out of that one. Ooh. But yeah, we're building towards signing off, and we could wax lyrical about what we've seen, but I think it speaks for itself, quite frankly.
Yeah, really good series. Congratulations to both players. Thanks again to everyone, and with that, I think we will see you on the next tournament. Take care. Have good games. Stick around.
Goodbye.
has arrived.